Hello everyone, Roberto here for another video review. It's another Fazer one this week. It's basically milk and white chocolate. Yeah, milk and white chocolate. There you go. That's the gist of it. Normally have some elaborate name, thinking Bob crisps with this, that, and the other inside this, but this one is literally milk and white chocolate. It's quite ironic, really, or funny, or typical, or whatever you want to say. I just reviewed a white chocolate bar, Nestle Milky Bar. And I was just saying, you don't see many white chocolates bars with other things in them, and this, that, and the other. And of course, here we go straight away. I've got one with white chocolate mixed with milk chocolate. So there you go, typical. Should have kept my mouth shut. Of course, there is a Cadbury's one, Top Deck. I don't know if they still do it actually. But basically this, from what I remember, sort of a milk chocolate with white on top. Of course, we do have the Cadbury Big Taste. Or the Milka Big Taste, wherever you're from, which kind of has white chocolate, a milk chocolate, and sort of milky dark chocolate. I can't remember what they actually call it now. A dark milk chocolate or something they call it. So yeah, so that does have it as well. So anyway, there we go. Now it's you might be able to tell, but it's actually getting quite dark in this room. I was hoping to get some videos before it went dark, and it's getting there. So I might have to get out my little pocket torch to read this. Shenanigans on here, but anyway, you can see it's the typical Fazer branding. It's a Finnish company, Fazer, for those of you who don't know. So I've got these on import from Amazon. They usually do big bars, really big, sort of 100 gram bars, 200 gram bars, 500 gram bars, I can't remember now. They're very big bars normally anyway, they're big sort of massive, if you're in the UK, dairy milk size, big bars, you know. Every now and again I manage to get hold of these smaller ones. Typically the smaller ones are never quite as good as the big ones. The big ones are really good quality, beautiful chocolate bars, full of flavour and full of content. You know, if it's got like crispy bits in it or whatever, or if it's you know, like a nutty one or a fruity one, it's just full of those. But these ones tend to not be as good a quality. I've been a bit disappointed with them. So we'll see what this one ends up being like. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's see. So here you go, bar. Really quite hard to. Basically, it is in English on the back, but sometimes it's quite hard to find. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's actually in English. Quite easily. Normally, it's like every language, you know, follows after each other. But oh, here we go. No, it is like that. Okay, so it's giving you per 100 grams, which is frustrating. It's a 38 gram bar. So 500. I will get out the pocket torch. Yeah, so per 100 grams, 558 calories. So we're looking at just over a third of that. So what's that? 175, is it 300? 246. Just under 200, isn't it? It's just under 280, 180, 360, 540. So it's roughly, it's about 185 calories, something like that. 360, that's 370. Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, 370, 470. 550, yeah, so it's about 185 calories in the bar. Trying to work out the fat. Easier said than done. Fat 34 grams, so again looking at a third of that roughly. So it's roughly just over a third, so we'll say 12 grams of fat. Does it give me saturates? 22 grams of saturates, it seems. So again, a third of that, 740, so that's about just over 7 grams of saturated fat. So about 185 calories, just under 200, sounds about right. About 12 grams of fat, 7 of which are saturates, roughly. Okay, so it's got a bit of flourishes, as you can see. The bigger Fazer bars don't have the flourishes because they don't need them, they're massive, but these ones do. So a bit smaller. So it's about 14.5 centimetres. As you can see, you got the nice creamy white there to represent the fact that it's a white chocolate bar. So Okay, let's give it an open. So I do recommend these car face bars, particularly the bigger ones. You get them from Amazon in the UK, and of course if you live in Finland or Estonia, I believe, you can just get them off the street, so you're very lucky. Hello to any Finnish viewers, by the way. It's good to see you. Okay, so you can see it's a 5-segmented bar. They typically are, from what I can remember, the small Fazer bars. It's got a Fazer logo on there. I don't know if you can quite see that. There you go, yeah. There you go. So you can see it's more milk chocolate, more white chocolate than milk, has to be said. Which is probably a good thing, because you don't often, because I think white chocolate's the draw here, isn't it? So you can see the segments are kind of joined slightly in the middle. It's a bit of a dip. It's a bit of a, I wouldn't say a con, but basically they're only slightly joined by the white chocolate. From the side it looks like they are, but you can see it actually indents. So actually you can almost see the darkness of the milk chocolate there. So it actually looks, the joint looks a bit bigger there than it actually is, I think. Yeah, but still not too bad. Okay, so it's measuring now, so it's very small there, isn't it? So yeah, just under about 11 centimetres now. Not being too scientific, so yeah, so it has shrank a bit. Yeah, overall that's quite nice. I quite like the look of that. So yeah. So of course, give it a snap. So yeah, you can see there what I was talking about. You can see the way, well, maybe you can see the way, just on that one there, the way it dips. The joint of the white chocolate dips down a bit. So it's only just covering the milk chocolate in the joint. As if you can see there, it looks like there's quite a big, thick white chocolate gap, white chocolate bit between the sections. But when you actually look at it, it just dips down. So it's a bit of a visual trick there to make it look like there's more than there is. I don't think there's much point in cutting it in half, but I will. Sorry for the noise. Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, it's as you'd expect really. It's just solid all the way through. So looks quite nice actually, the milk chocolate part. I quite like the look of that. Looks quite smooth and nice. It's not melting in my hand, so it's quite a solid chocolate. But yeah, it looks quite appetising actually. Okay, let's give it a go. Yeah, what did we say? It was 180 calories, didn't we say? 2, 4, 6, 8, 4, 8, 12, 16, 35, 70, 140. So it's basically roughly around 35 calories a segment. Is how I've worked it out roughly. Well, not too bad actually. I reviewed Milky Bar before, and you got quite a strong smell of what is typically white chocolate, but here you don't really get that so much. So it's obviously a different recipe, and hopefully a more expensive one, you'd say, than Milky Bar. You'd like to think. These don't separate very easily at all, so they are quite well attached. In my mouth it doesn't separate. I can't seem to break it off. I probably really could if I really tried, but they're quite well cemented together, and you can even see, I don't know if you can make it out, but they kind of blend together a bit on the join. So it's quite a well sealed thing. It's not cheaply made. When you taste it, it tastes quite creamy. It's nice. The milk, it's hard to differentiate between chocolates actually. I'll say you couldn't separate them, but when in your mouth, if you vertically align it and bite across, you can separate them, which is quite. I like doing things like that. I'm having my chocolate. I'll say the white chocolate definitely tastes like white chocolate, but there's not a massive amount of taste going on here, I wouldn't say. It's quite creamy chocolate. You get a slight sensation of the milk chocolate there. I wouldn't say I'm overly bowled over by the taste. There's not much going on here. The taste is the consistency is quite nice. It doesn't it's that mix between a solid chocolate which has a sort of creamy taste to it. It's quite nice. It doesn't go powdery in your mouth like some chocolates could do, or do. Typically the more drier chocolate, so it's quite nice, but it's not overly creamy. And it's got like good balance. I think it's a nice chocolate, but I would say the taste isn't overly powdery. It's okay. There's not enough taste for me. There's not enough taste, basically. You don't get a really strong taste of white chocolate. You get a slight taste of it. The milk chocolate is kind of non-existent. It's more the consistency of them both that you're tasting. There's no real taste to this. There's just a slight taste, and it's not bad. It's okay. But for me, there's not enough going on here. It's just chocolate, but you don't really taste it as such. There's not enough to appreciate. Which is a shame, I don't know, maybe it's my taste buds as I'm getting older and not quite as good as they used to be, but I don't know, other Fazer chocolates have lovely, lovely fillings and toppings and all sorts of going on in them, and they're amazing. But this one, there's just nothing in it really, and it's just, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm getting much of it. Well, I'm not really getting any taste. I'm just, when you're having some calories, you want to make it worth your while really, and there's not enough taste going on here, I don't think. I mean, as always, if you love white chocolate and love milk chocolate, then by all means give it a go. But there's nothing to like or dislike really. It's just you just taste it and there's something in your mouth and you eat it and it's gone. Normally I think, as I think I said in one of my other reviews a while back, normally you don't really look for these things when you're eating chocolate. You kind of eat it and you think, oh yeah, that's nice and this and the other. But when you actually come to review it and think about it, you realise that some of these things just don't really taste of anything. Some of the chocolates you have, when you're tasting them, say on a Twix or something, this is just an example, not necessarily with a Twix, you realise you can't actually taste any of the milk chocolate on it. This, that and the other, where as previously you've not really thought about it. And in this case, I just can't really, this just doesn't have much of a taste. It's a bit bland really, so yeah. I don't know if I can give it a 3 out of 5 because I like to think a 3 out of 5 is kind of just a run of the mill, nice chocolate bar. This isn't unpleasant, but there's just nothing really in it. So I think I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I think it's definitely better ones to get out there. I would recommend staying away from these smaller Fazer bars. Because you'll just be disappointed and you'll think, oh, I'll never bother again with this brand. And B, they're not really as varied as the bigger ones. So if you look for the big ones, which are sort of I think it's like a 250 or 200 gram bar or something, they come in a massive variety of flavours, and they're all of them, maybe say there's like 20 of them, maybe one of them is not as good as the rest, but all of them are really nice. You just can't go wrong really. So yeah, I would avoid these ones, go straight for them. You might pay a bit more in the UK for them, but they really are worth it. I definitely recommend there's one called a Copenhagen one. I've done a review of it. It's probably one of the nicest chocolate bars there is at the moment. But yes, there's loads of them. Any of them, look for any of them. but yeah, I think stay away from this one. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Let me know what you think. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe and like my videos, this, that and the other. Get in touch, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Or thanks for watching, and thanks again for watching. See you next time guys. Thanks again. Bye. See ya.